Hey guys, Miss Giza King here again. I'm going to be reading Day 13, The Wolf Within. I'll read the article and guide you through the questions. So here we have The Wolf Within. Look at those cute pups. All right, we love dogs, all types of dogs, small dogs, big dogs, yappy dogs, lap dogs, my favorite. Each year we spend billions of dollars on our canine pals, making sure our lovable mutts have enough to eat and lots of toys to play with. For their part, dogs love us. They lick our faces, ew, protect our homes, and come when we call them, sometimes. But where did our favorite four-legged companions come from? How and when did dogs get to be our best friends? Sometimes scientists believe that they found some of the answers. From wolf to wolf, wolf to wolf. Scientists have long known that dogs evolved from wolves. Just when the transformation from wolf to dog actually took place, however, remained a mystery. Some said dogs evolved as a separate species 135,000 years ago in two parts of the world. One group of dogs developed in Europe and Asia from Asian wolves. Another group evolved in North, Central, and South America from American wolves. Now, researchers say these theories are wrong. New studies suggest the domesticated or tamed dogs first appeared 15,000 years ago in Eastern Asia. They also say that every modern dog, from the Taco Bell Chihuahua to Frank, the adorable pug in the movie Men in Black 2, descended from approximately 5 female Asian wolves, the mothers of all modern dogs. Old bones. How did scientists come to those conclusions? Scientist Jennifer Leonard and a team of researchers began investigating the origins of dogs by collecting the bones of canines that once lived in North, Central, and South America before Christopher Columbus arrived in 1492. Researchers then extracted a bit of DNA from the cells of these bones. DNA is a substance that makes up the genes of all living things. Genes determine a dog's inherited characteristics such as eye and fur color. The scientists then compared the DNA samples to the DNA of modern dogs and wolves not only in North and South America, but also in Europe and Asia. Scientists found that the genes of the ancient American dogs were similar to the genes of dogs born in Europe and Asia. Scientists also concluded that every breed of dog, from English setters to Labrador retrievers, descended from wolves that lived in Europe and Asia and migrated to North and South America. Land bridge. Scientists suspect dogs first set paw in North America by following settlers across the land bridge that once linked Northern Asia and North America. We can't say in detail how the dogs got to America. That's something for the future, said Peter Selvalian, a scientist in Sweden. But what's certain is that by 9,000 years ago, dogs were in America and all over Europe and Asia. Good friends. No one knows exactly how dogs became domesticated. Some researchers believe that they accomplished that task themselves over a number of generations by hanging around human campsites, sniffing for scraps of food. Those that were not afraid of people ate well, survived, and multiplied. Other researchers said that humans manipulated every aspect of canine behavior by breeding dogs for certain traits. Either way, dogs developed an uncanny ability to pick up human signals, endearing the pups to humans, scientists say. As the years pass, humans and dogs become fast friends, a relationship that has lasted thousands of years. Today, there are 78.2 million owned dogs in the United States. In a recent survey of U.S. dog owners, 94% said they own dogs for companionship. He's a really good friend, 11-year-old Carrie Knott said about her family's Weimaraner. I tried to look out for him. Sweet. Okay. Now remember, to answer your questions, you can do a couple things. If you have a printer, maybe you printed these out, you're going to circle the answers and scan them or take a picture back to your teacher. You can write on a blank piece of paper, number your paper, title it The Wolf Within, and just write your answers, take a picture, send it to your teacher. The third option is to make a Google Doc, title it The Wolf Within, Day 13, and then share it with your teacher. Okay, Number 1, according to new studies, what did every modern dog descend from? The Taco Bell Chihuahua, English Setters and Labrador Retrievers, American Wolves in North, Central, and South America, or approximately 5 female Asian wolves. I'm going to take an option out here. We're going to take out B. B is not the answer. Number 2, what does the author describe in this section from wolf to wolf? All right, the author describes how dogs that were not afraid of people ate well, survived, and multiplied. The author describes how researchers say some theories about the way in which dogs evolved from wolves are wrong. The author describes how researchers extracted DNA from the cells in the bones of dogs. Or D, the author describes how genes determine a dog's inherited characteristics such as eye and fur color. So unless you have a super duper memory, you won't be able to answer this without going back up to wolf. So scientists have long known that dogs evolved from wolves. Just when transformed from wolf to dog actually took place, however, remain a mystery. Some said dogs evolved as a species 135,000 years ago. So I already know this section is about when dogs evolved, right? Or, yeah, because that's what the topic sentence says. So let's go back to our options. Which one talks about when or how dogs evolved, right? The author describes how dogs were not afraid of people, ate well, survived, and multiplied. No. The author described how researchers say some theories about the way in which dogs evolved from wolves are wrong. Maybe. The author describes how researchers extracted DNA from the cells in the bones of dogs. Maybe. The author describes how genes determine a dog's inherited characteristics. So let's look for those two things. Does it talk about DNA and traits? Well, I already see big word DNA down here. So that DNA and traits looks like it is in old bones. So our only choice is what? I think I've guided you to the answer. Number 3, read these sentences from the text. Some scientists said dogs evolved as 2 separate species 135,000 years ago in 2 parts of the world. Now researchers say these theories are wrong. What evidence in the text support the conclusion that these theories are wrong? Each year we spend billions of dollars on our canine pals. All right, does that have anything to do with the year and the parts of the world? No. Asian wolves came to America with Christopher Columbus in 1492. Maybe. Scientists found that the genes of ancient American dogs were similar to the genes of dogs born in Europe and Asia. Okay. 5 female Asian wolves developed an uncanny ability to pick up human signals. Okay, so we are between B, C, and D. Some scientists said dogs evolved as 2 separate species 135 years ago in 2 parts of the world. Now researchers say these theories are wrong. What evidence in the text supports the conclusion that this theory is wrong? Well, I remember just specifically seeing that in the wolf-to-wolf spot. Specifically right here. Some said dogs evolved as separate species 135 years ago in 2 parts of the world. All right, but now researchers say these theories are wrong. Why? New studies suggest that domesticated or tamed dogs first appeared 15,000 years ago in Eastern Asia. They also say that very modern dog descended from approximately 5 females, the mothers of modern dogs. Okay, that doesn't tell us why. That's the new theory. So maybe something in this tells us why. Okay, it talks about Christopher Columbus. They extracted DNA. So what does the DNA tell us? The scientists then compared the DNA samples to the DNA of modern dogs and wolves not only in North and South America, but also in Europe and Asia. Scientists found that the genes of ancient American dogs were similar to the genes of dogs born in Europe and Asia. Scientists also concluded that every breeded dog, from English settlers to Labrador retrievers, descended from wolves that lived in Europe and Asia and migrated to North and South America. So, why then do they say they didn't come from two locations, but they came from one? So was it because the Asian wolves came to Americas with Christopher Columbus in 1492? Scientists found that the genes of ancient American dogs were similar to the genes of dogs in Europe and Asia, or 5 female Asian wolves developed an uncanny ability. So we didn't read anything about that yet. So we're between B and C. Did it say for a fact that Asian wolves came with Christopher Columbus? I don't think it did. I think it was talking about studying things before him. And then scientists found that the genes were similar to that of Europe and Asia. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, number 4. Scientists have long known that dogs evolved from wolves, but no one knows exactly how dogs became domesticated. Based on these sentences, what can you infer about wolves? Wolves are not domesticated. Wolves became extinct. Wolves come when people called them, and wolves were raised by scientists. I think this one you guys can get. All right, what is the main idea of the text? Christopher Columbus arrived in America in 1492. Is that what that whole article was about? Because the main idea talks about what a whole article is about. We did not talk about Christopher Columbus, that whole article. B, researchers say every modern dog, including American dogs, descended from Asian wolves. Every American dog, sorry, I wasn't thinking of myself, thinking or listening to my own voice. You ever do that? Okay. Researchers say every modern dog, including American dogs, descended from Asian wolves. Maybe. A land bridge once linked northern Asia and North America. I mean, it mentioned that in the reading, but the whole thing wasn't about this land bridge, right? That was just a section. Dogs are the most popular type of pet in the United States. I don't think that it talked about being a pet, the whole article. So we're only really left with one choice. Hopefully you got it. 6, read these sentences from the text. Scientists Scientists have long known that dogs evolved from wolves. Just when the transformation from wolf to dog actually took place, however, remained a mystery. Based on these sentences, what does the word evolve most likely mean? To develop and change, to die off completely, to outlive, or to tame? So if they evolved from wolves, this is the word evolved. Did dogs develop and change from wolves? Did dogs die off completely from wolves? Because if this is what that word means, it can fit in this sentence and have the same meaning. Did dogs outlive from wolves, or did dogs to tame from wolves? So what does evolve mean? All right, number 7. Read the sentence from the text. Scientists suspect dogs first set paw in North America by following settlers across the land bridge that once linked northern Asia and North America. What word or phrase could replace once linked without changing the meaning in the sentence? Let's see. Once, later linked northern Asia, later. So later, that means further. Always linked, still links, or used to link. So think about once linked. Something once linked. Did it later link? Did it always link? Is it still linking, or did it used to link? All right, number 8. Scientists used to think dogs evolved in 2 different groups in which 2 parts of the world? Okay, you're going to have to go back to that wolf to wolf area. All right, according to new studies by scientists, how do the genes of ancient American dogs compare to the genes of dogs born in Europe and Asia? Go back to the old bones section. All right, number 10. Read these sentences from the text. Some scientists said dogs evolved as a separate species 135,000 years ago in 2 parts of the world. Here it is for number 8. One group of dogs developed in Europe and Asia from Asian wolves. Another group evolved in North, Central, and South America from American wolves. Now researchers say these theories are wrong. Explain how what scientists learned about the genes of ancient American dogs and the genes of dogs born in Europe and Asia affected their theories about how dogs evolved. Support your answer with evidence from the text. So how did they come up with this theory that that the dogs didn't evolve from two areas, that they really only evolved from one. Why do they think that North, Central, and Southern American dogs did not evolve from an American wolf? All right, use quotes from the evidence to support that. I think you guys can do this the rest by yourself. Good job. I will be on to do, let's see, what do we have next? Yes, I'll be on to do day 14 soon. Talk to you all later. Bye.